You want to talk or
whatever? Hello there, folks. This is Ray Dolan live from Mullingar in Mullingar, and I'm lucky to have this gentleman with us. We are celebrating Jim Moore's life on the 3rd of August in Clark's Bar, supporting Brain Tumour Ireland, and I'm very, very lucky to have a man from the Dream Team, and I don't know whether he's a player or not, but now he is running Kettering Football Club. I don't know whether he bought it, but he's driving a big car anyway, so maybe there's loads of cash in there. But he's called George Akhtar, is that right?
Akhtar.
Akhtar,
Yeah,
sorry.
No, it's all right. Yeah,
It's
part of the original Dream Team.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm delighted that you're. I rang you and went, "Is this man available?" And he's after giving us some of his time. He's on holidays with the whole gang here in Ireland, in Mullingar and Ireland. The story really starts with you coming. Where exactly are you from? Is the first?
Watford, London.
So you were born in England.
Yeah, born in England. Yeah.
Right now, you started football as a young age yourself.
Yeah. Since I can remember, kicking the ball about. Yeah.
And so, were you a player or were you a manager at that time with the Dream Team when they came to Mullingar?
So I was one of the lucky 21 to get selected to come over from the UK. So I was a player. I was a player here.
And how was it selected then? I mean, this seems very serious now.
So like anybody, just an aspiring footballer, and I had an opportunity to go to trials in London, and I think there's about 400 lads, maybe more. I'm not sure. It was a process of about 3 months, and then just narrowed it down to, well, I'd like to think the best 21, and
definitely we got the best 21. So what age were you at the time?
I just turned 18.
Oh wow! So it was a real change for you, literally from leaving England, all that concrete, to come to Mullingar.
Yeah, leave it. Yeah, didn't know how to cook, didn't know how to do anything, living at home under mum's wings, and and then all of a sudden I'm just surrounded by footballers and different egos and different personalities, and in a different country. Yeah.
Totally. So, but as well as that, you had houses. So you all lived in different houses, and then you went shopping every Friday. No, Martin Moore was telling me this, that you all went shopping. But the beauty of it is you all got 50 quid as well a week.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you think about it, we got our house paid for, we got our flights paid for, we got accommodation paid for. We literally got everything paid for. And then I think it worked out about 50 quid a week we used to get. But everything else was paid for us. And like you said, every Friday was, was like a kid in a sweet shop. We was all going to Buckley's and getting the trolley filled up.
Now tell us, did you start cooking then? Is that when the cooking started in your life, or what was the story? What was the introduction to the frying pan? Did it start saying we're going to eat healthy food now?
No. Leroy was a real kind of advocate for healthy food and pasta and water, and if you saw us eat anything else, Jesus would get fined. No, I'll never forget the first day. I rung Mum. She started crying down the phone. I started crying down the phone, and I think I ended up putting a potato in the microwave for 25 minutes with baked beans. But that was my first ever, meal. But then you learn from the lads. Some of the lads were cooks as well, so we'd give them a few quid and cook for us.
Right.
But it was a real kind of family unit in the house. So yeah, cooking wasn't an issue. At
that time as well, you had to throw the money into the machine. Like you got the phone box with all the coins.
Yeah, but we was one step cleverer than that. We used to buy the international call cards.
Whoa!
So you'd get a few more minutes for your buck. But that was it. There was no internet. There was no smartphones.
Yeah.
And don't forget, like, getting 50 quid.
Yeah.
That had to last you for the week.
Yeah.
So I know everything was paid for, but you didn't want to spend it on. You'd quickly drop call somebody in England and say, "Call me back, call me back." But yeah, that's what we used to do.
Right.
Call cards, yeah.
And then the social life in Mullingar at that time, was it a busy town at that time? Like how did you settle in? Like.
Well, look, we was training every day.
Okay.
Double sessions, triple sessions, because look, we was under no illusion that English lads coming over to Ireland. There was a lot of although Mullingar people were great, but there was a lot of backlash as well. Why they're spending it on English lads?
Yeah.
So we had to be up to scratch. So training, rest was massive for us. But Saturday night we'd let our hair down a little bit. Like you say, in Dolan's, and Mojo's, and the Final Fence. Does that still exist?
That's right. Yeah, Final Fence is still there. Yeah,
still there. Yeah. But or we'd go
the Gravel Arms maybe had a disco, and maybe the Lake County was going as well.
Yeah.
What date was that? Do you remember?
What, when we moved over?
Yeah.
This happened just before September the 11th. Oh. So you're talking probably a couple of months before. So end of July 2001.
Wow. So it wasn't that long ago at all.
No.
Brilliant. Now, as well as that, apart from playing football all the time, you found some love in Mullingar.
Well, let me be careful how I rephrase this. Football was my love. And then, I met a girl, and to be fair, I met her mum before.
Right.
And her mum was very good to me in the Rye Mill where we used to live.
Right.
And I had a great rapport with her mum, and then it was weird. I met her daughter, and then, what are we now, 23 years later, 5 children later. You know,
no television in your house.
No television, no television, no.
And they're absolutely gorgeous kids. Your youngest is what age?
She is 2.
She is a spark.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's 2, and then the youngest is 12. Yeah.
And have they an interest in football?
They love football. I've never really pressured them, but they love football. They
Yeah.
see Daddy coach, or they see Daddy manage,
Yeah.
and now they see Daddy's bought a football club. So football's in the blood, and Anne's really sporty as well. So it goes hand in hand.
Jim Moore, how did you manage to meet Jim Moore? What was the connection, or how did it happen?
So the trials that we had in London, I actually didn't know Jim Moore. We just heard that there was a tycoon who wanted to bring the best footballers over to London to uplift Mullingar town. It was a great opportunity for us, and you had lads who've been released from Man City and other professional clubs. So you're getting the best of the boys in London. And then I met Jim for the first time was in Wembley Goals, which is quite a football mecca in London, Wembley. And that was the first time I ever met him in there, and he spoke to all the lads and said how excited he was about bringing the boys over. So a great man, an absolute great man. Very
charismatic as well, and very passionate of his town.
Yeah. I mean, look, he just wanted to see Mullingar do well,
Yeah.
and I know he's originally from Galway, but whenever he spoke about Mullingar, he spoke about Mullingar with love and affection, and like you say, he just wanted to see the best for his town, and for him to, put that money where his mouth was, it was huge. You think about it now, that would be a TV series now, or if that was on social media, that'd be huge right across the world. And it did attract a lot of attention from Sky Sports, from TV, all across the papers in UK and in Ireland as well. Yeah. But you think this was before social media?
Yeah, when you think about it.
It was a huge story then.
As I said, the event is on the 3rd. Are you going to be around?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. That's the plan.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, Leroy is away. Now, I sent Leroy a message to say, would he send a message to us? Hopefully, he'll be watching in on this, and maybe he'll send a message to us even before, because I said we're creating content and creating stories for the event on the 3rd of... It's next week.
Yeah,
it's after coming around so quick. Now, you went and bought this football club, Kettering football club. How did this happen for you?
Look, as I said, football was my love from a young age, and I coached and I've managed at various levels, and the opportunity came, and I just thought, why not? Actually, no, we can blame Jim for this now. He set the trend, and I'm following, kind of thing. Yeah. But no, it came about. I thank God every day that it got over the line, and now I've got a huge responsibility to, keep up the history for the club.
Owning a club of that size, I mean, how many do so? I don't know that much about football. I didn't know that much about Irish football or Irish Gaelic football. I was mainly into music, and it was never anything that I was interested in. I never grew up with it, and it's a whole bit of a history run for me by doing all these videos, because we're getting a whole insight into Mullingar football. But your club, how many members are in your club? Like, do everyone go to the club on Saturday? Do they all come to the match every week?
It's a huge club. It's a very fan-based run club. It's over 150 years old. It's the 5th oldest club in the UK.
Wow.
Well, definitely in England anyway.
Yeah.
It's the first club ever to get a sponsorship on its shirt. You've had people like Ron Atkinson, Paul Gascoigne manage the club, so it's got a huge history. There's a wonderful board, there's wonderful volunteers, there's wonderful paid staff, and there's a wonderful fan base. And as I said to you earlier, like, for me now, just trying to uphold that history and legacy, and hopefully make a great chapter for ourselves.
Well, there you are, folks. This is the man himself. You'll see him on TV all the time, more than likely, and doing interviews, because there's no problem chatting to this lad. He is a natural at the television. So we were lucky enough to have him on the bus here. Don't forget, the gig's on the 3rd. George will be here as well, and we're looking forward to seeing you all then. So for myself and George, good morning.
Thank you very much.